So now what?
So I have these kids. And they're good kids, they're smart kids. And sometimes they're both somewhat introverted, but they're brilliant. And I don't always know if I'm getting through, if I'm being a nuisance, if I'm in the way.
Well, did you hear us earlier say that you haven't taught them about gravity yet? Are all their things falling up?
No.
They're having a hard time keeping things down because you haven't had that discussion with them because they... No. Or is life filling their vortex full of wonderful things? And are they thriving?
Yes. Yes.
So hold them as your object of attention if it makes you feel good, and give them the break of never thinking about them when you're feeling bad. If you as a parent or a mentor will never ever ever try to solve a problem for one of your children, they will be so much better off for it. If you will train yourself to never focus upon anything that's going wrong in their experience, then you will not be an amplifier of what's going wrong in their experience, and you will be like a satellite beamed in version of their inner being, who as it pertains to them is always in that high fine place. So all they have to do is think about you and they're right there. You cannot solve a problem. You cannot solve a problem. Problems cannot be solved. Problems can ask for solutions, and solutions can summon, but problems cannot be solved. Problems can either get bigger or solutions can get bigger. But you cannot give your attention, because this is a universe that's based upon attraction. There's no exclusion, there's only inclusion. So which feels better? To expect your kids to figure this out, or to think that if you don't teach it to them, they're not going to know it?
Better to figure it out. Which
feels better? To trust that they have an inner being who's beaming to them all the time, and that frequently they get in sync with it. Do you know how often kids get in sync? They get in the receptive mode and they get a great idea, and because their parents are not in the receptive mode, their parents put down the great idea that they just received in the receptive mode. You can't do that. That's not smart. How are you going to make any money at that? Give birth to your children and set them free. And let law of attraction show them who they are, and let their inner being call them into alignment. And you stand there as their inner being stands, trusting that that will happen. And in time, you'll be like their inner being. They will learn from their exposure to you that they're just not going to get you to worry with them, because your faith in their well-being is so dominant that you just can't see around it. You're just like their inner being, only you're a fleshed out version of it. So they say, I'm worried, and you say, no need. And they say, I don't know what to do, and you say, you figure it out. And they say, I'm not having fun, and you say, I am. And they'll say, I need more money. And you'll say, it's coming. And they'll say, I'm having a hard time. And you'll say, that's really better for you than you know. Not because you need to suffer, but because every time you know what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. And that's all part of us becoming who we are. Just speak generally and lovingly to them, and bask in their thriving, which is always dominant. Yeah. Enough for you?
Oh, no.
We've enjoyed this.
Thank you.
Yes.